Sorry, hang on a minute. Let me just put on a something over here on the field because I'm in the tent doing some stuff here. Oh boy, how's everybody doing? How'd you have a good Sunday? Tomorrow's a holiday. Martin Luther King Day. Kitty's are off from school. Ethan's getting a little better. He still is not feeling the best. And it's cold. I think it's cold. It's actually, we're 25, but a lot of people were on the Zoom and stuff saying there was 0 degrees and all that stuff. So, yeah, could be much worse, right? Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the Routt County Sheriff's Office. I'm just going to put this over here because we're going to go to maybe High 61, knows where this is. Routt County, Colorado. Very sad story coming out of Colorado. So we'll talk about that in just a second. Let me just make sure that I am in the live chat and you are all here and I can hear everybody. So hi Shelly Joe. Hi Heart Made Wise. Hello Kevin. Margot, Dina Elizabeth, Linda, everybody in the Zoom. Everybody that hasn't said hello in the chat that's watching, I see that's quite a few that are not in the chat yet. Hi Christine, it's freezing night. It's 23 degrees here. Everybody can put their temperature in there. Hey there Shelly, put your temperature if you know what temperature it is. Put your temperature in Fahrenheit or Celsius. If it's Celsius, hi Meredith. Everybody just put your temperature in there. I'm going to try to get auction stuff billed for. And I mean, I don't have that much to send out in one thing, but that would be good. You've got 0 hotspot. You've got minus 31 Celsius, right? 43. Jax, Florida. Oh yeah, Shelly, I thought you were in I don't know why I thought you were in Alabama. Hi Dandy. 1 degree, 29 Linda. Yikes, 19. How are you colder than me, Christine? 47 for Kate O. Wow. Okay. That's interesting. Where are you, hotspot? Is that 0 degrees Celsius or Fahrenheit? 28 for you, Meredith? So the warmest person here is Shelly, well, no, Kate O, and then Shelly Joe. That rhymes. Kate O, Shelly Joe. And then Dina Elizabeth comes in next. Dina, aren't you in Arizona? Is it really 42 where you are? Yikes, is that unseasonably cold where you were? Or are you up where it gets colder? Hi Liz Tops, you're not sure, but it's hella cold. Hi Emmy. You're minus 31? Yee. Not good, Emmy. Not good. Hi Liz Tops. Okay, so yeah, it's cold. It's cold all over. We seem to all be getting the same kind of weather. It's crazy, right? It's cold all over. I did bike today. Where did I bike on my spin bike? I went to Montana, and it was nice. It wasn't cold. Because it was filmed in the spring, but that was nice to have a ride somewhere warm. Anyway, let me get this Let's take a look. Oh, and I want to let you know that if you're a member, if you're a Patreon, you want to come and watch. They have the Lifetime Murdaugh movie, part 1 and 2. And that's the only one I believe we haven't seen together. And it looked pretty good. I flipped through it last night. It looked pretty good. And it's in 2 parts. So if you want to watch it with us, hey, Mocha Joe, you're 45 over there? Wow, that sounds chilly. Okay, for California, right? All right, let's talk about the Murdaugh movie. So if you want to come and join us after this, Kevin said to wrap this up quickly so we can go watch the movie. You're in Northwest Arizona. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Is that up near, what is that place that I'm thinking of? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, I have a friend up there. It's with an F, isn't it? I can't think of it right now. Oh boy, yeah, I can't think of it right now. I'm going to talk about that Gypsy Rose. Is it the Villi podcast? I don't know who the guy is. I guess he was on The Bachelor or something. I don't watch The Bachelor. He's got a very, very pretty fiancée. She reminds me of someone. I don't know who it is, but she's very, very pretty. And he's kind of a little bit of a goofball kind of a guy. I think he thinks he's very, I don't know, very insightful. And he tell me how your heart is feeling. That's how he begins every interview. And Gypsy's husband really didn't know what to make of that comment. Happy New Year, Beth. How are you? You have -11. Oh, everybody's really cold, huh? Flagstaff, that's the one. Thank you, Flagstaff. That's it. Yep. I don't know if Dina's up by that high. Yes. Exactly. Who's that? Eden? Oh. I'm not sure how to pronounce your name, Summer. Your first name there. Yes, Nick Vial. Tell me something. Is that guy, was he somebody that was on The Bachelor? Is that where he's from? I've never seen this guy before in my life, but I don't know. Their set looks very uncomfortable. And the way he's like slung down in his chair, all I keep thinking is it seems so uncomfortable. And they have their microphones like in their mouths. I've never, it's kind of strange. But I don't know who that guy is, and I've never watched any interview that he's ever done except for this one. We watched it last night. It was Painted Black. Sharon L. I think Bucky said she saw it. I don't know if Margot saw it. Emmy was here. It was bizarre. It was a bizarre interview, and I'm going to talk about it. I'm also going to have a short about something, and I'll give you a little sneak peek on that. Yes, he was on The Bachelorette, and then became The Bachelor years later. And so is that fiance that he has? That's somebody that he chose from The Bachelor? I don't know. Up near, okay, got you. All right, let's talk about this Colorado case, and then we'll talk about Gypsy, because Gypsy, I've got a lot to say about Gypsy and like what's going on with her in social media. And I'll tell you, this interview, I think this interview, anybody that watched it was completely turned off. If they even had any, I don't know. I think let's just say I think she pissed a lot of people off in this interview, and I'll talk to you about that in a minute. Let's talk about this Colorado case right now. Let me just go over here. So this was in Phippsburg, Colorado. And this is right from the Routt County Sheriff's Office. It says, on January 13th, 2024, the Routt County Sheriff's Office responded to a welfare check in the 21,000 block on 4th Avenue in Phippsburg, Colorado. Upon making the entry into the home, one adult male, James Jake Hill, whose date of birth was April 9th, 1978, and two children, ages 3 and 7, were found deceased. It's being investigated as a murder-suicide. There's no danger to the community. The Routt County Sheriff asked for anyone with information to please come forward, and condolences to all affected by this tragedy. So let me see what the comments say. They say if anybody knows something, sometimes some people know. But yeah, a father and took the 2 lives, and which probably you're going to find out there's some kind of a custody case, right, or something. Usually is the case today, because nobody's learned any problem-solving skills other than murder in some cases, and murder's not a solution for problems like that, you know? But I just cannot believe all the people that are just using it as one. So let me just see if we can see what's up with this. Any more insight on this case here? Okay. So here's what that area of the country looks like. Looks like that. It has a population of 234. Wow, really? And that's Highway 131, which is the main road that goes through Phippsburg. It's located about 14 miles south of Steamboat Springs. I'm not sure why they're saying anything about a custody case, but trying to say, I imagine it's usually the case with these kind of things. Oh my goodness, this can't be now, could it be? There was a hot air balloon crash in Arizona. Did you hear about this, Dina? It says that 4 people were killed and 1 is critically injured in an Arizona hot air balloon crash. Sunday morning. The balloon came down around 7:50 a.m. in the desert area east of Sunshine Boulevard and Hannah Road in Elroy, 65 miles southeast of Phoenix. 1 person was critically injured, and there were 5 people on board. The balloon took off with 8 skydivers and 5 others on board. It appeared the skydivers planned to jump to the Elroy Municipal Airport, a large skydiving center. The skydivers exited the balloon without an incident, and then soon after, something catastrophic occurred, and the balloon crashed to the ground. Preliminary information is that the balloon impacted desert terrain following an unspecified problem with its envelope. Wow. That must be terrifying. Yikes. Poor people. And hopefully the person that's critically injured survives. That's something. Yeah, there's a media release from the Elroy Police Department. Huh. Crazy. That's, so they're going to keep the names of the victims sealed right now out of privacy. So that's unfortunate. And tomorrow, there's no court in session for Michelle Troconis. But I think we have a happy story here. When there's elderly neighbors. Now, sometimes they say elderly neighbors and they're like 51-year-old so-and-so, and you're like, what? But the Vermont police say that elderly neighbors are being hailed as heroes because they rescued 2 children that were trapped in an icy pond on December 17th. There was an 8-year-old and her 6-year-old sibling. They've been playing in the pond near their home. The ice broke apart, and the neighbor said, and I quote, "Just like an adrenaline rush almost before you even get there, something that you know you have to do to get there as soon as you can. Something took over. I just kicked into gear. I don't know if it was my training or instinct, but panic wasn't a thought at that moment." The elderly neighbor helped the younger sibling exit the water before Officer Archer was on parole at the time and responded after Archer got the older sibling out and onto the land. The girl began uttering noises at that time. Another trooper arrived, provided first aid, and so the girl has made a full physical recovery, and the other one was not injured during the rescue. So let's see here. They're being held a hero, so that's good. That's some good news. And let me see here. But I want to talk to you about Gypsy. I want to show you something, okay? I'm just going to put up well, I guess I can't because I've already shown you what it is. Okay. I'm going to pull this up on the screen. Now, we saw this last night, and we were like, what is this? Okay, hold on. Let me get this so it's a better picture. I don't know why I'm doing it that way, that you're not getting the full picture there. Let me go to where I have it downloaded. Hang on. Download. It's not in the kitchen. Let me just go to my pictures and get it from its. Come on. Where's Gypsy's thing? Oh, I know what I did. I didn't download that one. I sent it to myself. Hold on. I have to do. It's coming up. I'm going to show you something. Because we were like, what the heck is going on with this picture? I'm going to put it out there. I'm sure you're going to probably get it, but I just couldn't believe nobody said anything, and no one said anything in the comments about it that I saw. Do you see what's wrong with that picture? And this is literally how she was sitting there. Well, now you can see because I put it in the thing. She literally has controlled top pantyhose, under a black, I don't know whether it's leather or it's vegan leather or it's whatever you want to call it, pleather skirt, mini skirt, that is hiked completely back here. Okay? This is the control top pantyhose. This much. She is sitting on this white couch with this pillow. This is literally under her butt and whatever else. Okay? I'm sorry, would have to set fire to that whole thing afterwards. Now, this guy's fiance is seated like catty corner to Gypsy. So she has a full-on view of that. And no one tells this girl throughout this, 2-hour interview that maybe she should pull her skirt down. The way she's crossing her legs there is nothing to the way she began crossing her legs through the interview with this host of this podcast and the fiance of the girl that's there, looking straight at her and I just let the fiance be like, can you pull your skirt? So then her husband comes out and he walks straight on in and sits down next to her and even has his hand like all the way up her thigh, but never like even said, your skirt's hiked up a little bit. That's how she did the entire interview, which was a bizarre interview to even begin with, okay? And right out of the gate, how many of you have seen this interview? Let me get back to the thing. Can you tell me if you've seen this interview? Just put a yes if you've seen this interview. This is crazy. Did you see something in the comments? Because I looked. I thought it was going to be frilly. I thought it was going to be throughout there. I mean, I get it. I get it that she's been in prison. But come on. Please. She has a stylist right now. She's getting her hair done. She's going to the spa. They're doing her makeup. Are you telling me there's nobody that tells this girl you cannot, come on. That's not even the worst of it, Frilly said. She does her ankle and her knee. Oh, yeah, we saw that. Yep. That podcast is, somebody just put it up, Mocha Joe. It's Villy Files or something. The Villa Files. Who put that up here? Hi, Misbehave. Okay, well, the most, right out of the gate, okay, I'm telling you, this one podcast right here is not doing her any favors. This podcast makes her look so bad. She looks like so manipulative. She says, somebody flat out, some interviewer, she was from the UK, flat out called me a murderer. Can you believe that? A murderer. And then she said that all the people, I guess, in the comments, she was saying her army of supporters jumped to her rescue, but she used the wrong 3 initials. I can't think of what she said. And then she said, well, you know what I mean. They said, oh, Gypsy, are you okay? Are you okay? And she said, and I just want to address something because this happens in my comments all the time. They say, why are we glorifying a murderer? Why are we glorifying a murderer? I didn't do the kill, is what she said. And she says that more than once, the kill. And she says that in Missouri, they don't have accessory to murder. So she couldn't have been accessory to murder. And, that's, she's acting like this is not fair because if it was another state, well, no, that's not true, honey. Okay? Because Lori Vallow wasn't an accessory to Tammy's murder. She was charged with her murder, just like you are, dear. And she's just like negating it. And she honestly thinks she is like so famous for something good. You know what I'm saying? Something's wrong with her. And then I listened to another interview. I think it was today. And the person was saying that, she said about prison is not jail. People think it's like jail where you have a toilet in your room and you have bars. She goes, you'll get a key for your door in prison. You go to classes. You have a job. I can talk on the phone for hours. Like it's like some country club there for her. She gave a shout out to her peeps. Yeah, she said, I wasn't the murderer, but the text message between the two of them say different. Yeah. People are... She is saturating herself, like 0 to 60, okay? It's like overkill. And she's going to get that 15 minutes. And what is she going to have? She doesn't want to talk. She says that he spoke about the documentary, right? He said, did you see the actors? Oh, no, I don't want to see that. I lived that. But I am proud of the HBO documentary. That's the Mommy, Dead, and Dearest, because I gave an interview on that. But she goes, but I'm out now. And now I have my voice. And so she just thinks, she's going to tour the country. But in the same breath, she says she doesn't want to keep going over the same stuff. Well, what the heck does she think that she's infamous for? Is murder, right? I don't know. I mean, she is completely clueless in so much of this. And, she's got this voice and she's got this platform, she's thinking, and she can't believe how her social media grew. But today I heard she would spend about 2 hours a day talking to Ryan on the phone when she was in prison, and they would go over her social media and she would go over posts and have him type them in verbatim. And then he would do that so that, he was doing all of that for her so that when she came out, she could go on. And she said, I never had Snapchat and all this stuff. So she is just easily, she's got her 15 minutes. And I don't know how much of that is anybody. She's saturating this. I mean, it's like she's everywhere. Oh, and then I'll tell you what else we saw. Oh my gosh. A little bit of this Lifetime. Did you guys see this one? It's on YouTube. It's from Lifetime. It's about 15 minutes, if that. And it's about her release from prison. And they show that her family rented this house. I think it's an Airbnb when they say it. I don't know how long they rented the house. Well, they rented it in Missouri, and they've got her dad there and her stepmom and her sister and some other people, and of course Ryan. And then they show him getting in his Cadillac, his hitman license plate, and he's going to a hotel in Missouri, and he gets a call, I guess, from someone at the prison, and he can go pick her up. And she comes out, and then they spend the night in the hotel. And then they go back to the house, and soon after she go back to the house, she starts crying because she gets a call from the parole officer, and the parole officer wants her to get out of Missouri. And you should see the reaction from her, the drama reaction. she starts crying and saying, like, I'm still in prison. It's just a different kind of prison. And then she was talking about that on this podcast. But meanwhile, she's in LA for this podcast. She is, been to The View. She's been in New York City. She's all over the place. And she said, oh, yeah, she has to get permission to leave the state, but Louisiana. So, I don't know. I mean, it's just, it's crazy. What do you guys think about this? You saw that, Frilly? How many of you think, like, she's going to just wear it out? You know what I mean? Because I think even people that are trying to give her a break, it's too much. And she's arrogant. And she has a manipulation. She's got a very manipulative attitude, I think. And the stuff she says and how she talks about, oh, I know what she said. Because they'll always ask her about Nick, right? If she feels guilty that he's got, life in prison without parole or things like that. And normally she'll say the same thing over and over. Like, oh, well, I'm sure we both have regrets. But he's got to do his time. I did mine. Something like that, kind of flippant. And now she's saying that, oh, yes, okay. Well, yeah, I mean, I played some part in it, but I spoke to my my relationships that I had, the one before my husband Ryan, and I said, if I would say to you the same thing I said to Nick about, killing her mother, what would you say? And they said, oh, well, we wouldn't do it, or so it's his fault, kind of, to basically, I'm paraphrasing, but that's what she says, basically, that, that's how it is. And she's just about, that she thinks she's going to be this big voice and this influencer, and she's getting so hyped up on this, and can't believe she's got the social media following. And the funny thing is, he was a little more likable in this interview, but she was a whole lot less likable at all. You know what I mean? When she said the paparazzi followed her. Oh, yeah, I know. The paparazzi. First of all, the paparazzi, she knew they were there. They were filming a Lifetime documentary. That's not paparazzi. That's a film crew. And Kevin was telling me that her net worth, Kevin, what did you tell me about her net worth? She has become her mother, right, Misbehave, and something like almost $4 million. Hi, Linda. The interview was too much information. Yes, I know, Emmy, it was gross, right? And then she's like trying to give relationship advice to somebody that called in. Please. Oh, and she even mentioned that she went to the husband to be, intimate with him, and he pushed her away. He said, I'm tired or something. So I think he's had his full of, I don't know. She is, hi, One-Eye Blind Art. It's gross. But after she hashes this story out over and over and over again, then it's going to be like, what? What else is she going to offer? What is she really going to offer about Munchausen's by proxy? Is she going to be the poster child for that? And what is she going to tell us about that? Because her situation did not end well, right? And to what part, they'll ask her, like, well, why didn't you just stand up when people were there, right? It's like 10 million now, you saw? Isn't that crazy? So isn't this like, you have a girl, right? Gets out of prison, and now she thinks she's a star. Oh, about the Taylor Swift thing, right? What did she say about that? She said, that was something else she said. That she just thought like, oh, if we're going to go to that game, wouldn't it be great if I just ran into her? But I don't think that's the way she said it. She said she wanted to meet with her, like, and they just thought like it wouldn't be safe or something. And she tried to downplay that because, I think she honestly thinks she's a celebrity of that caliber. How is it 10 million? I'm wondering, like, how is it? Because is it because of the TikTok? Is there? I don't know the way the monetization works on TikTok. Are there ads on those little videos? Like what? And Instagram, like what is she? How is she earning on there? Like, where is that? Is that because of the book, the documentary? Where is that net worth coming from? Let me see if I can look it up and see what we got here. Oh, it says, okay, here. It says her net worth has skyrocketed. The insane amount. And that this was on, okay, so let me see here. They were saying like in early January that it was over 3 million. But I'm wondering, what? Let me see here. Okay, so someone said that people don't see Gypsy, they didn't think that people see Gypsy as a real person, and they see her as a girl boss icon. See. So the people said that there's like, it's very black and white with Gypsy. People either think she's a queen or, like a villain. There's like hardly any in between. There's those that believe, she's a total victim of her circumstances, and that, she should come out and be held on this pedestal that she is. And there's others that think, well, why are we glorifying a murderer? And so those are the two different views there. And I think the more she goes on and makes interviews like this one, I think it's not helpful to her image at all. Let me see. I was trying to see something about her net worth here. Okay. Now his Instagram, because he started on Instagram, and the other thing that he was saying is that I guess some guy from The Bachelor, or I don't know if it was The Bachelor, but some guy was supposedly writing to her or something, and he was saying that he's calling him like an effing D-bag and all this stuff, and it's going on through their Instagram. So I want to see his Instagram, because I think the last time I checked his Instagram, it was like 175K. Oh, and I know what was interesting in here. She was saying she sounds like she has borderline personality disorder. And they were just making light of it. And I was very surprised that that Bachelor guy was like, he was acting like that's totally normal to do in a relationship, which what Gypsy said is that she is, if you can't handle her at her worst, you don't deserve her at her best. And the Bachelor guy, his fiance, finished that for Gypsy at the same time. But anyway, she says that she constantly like pushed Ryan away from her. She would deliberately start fights with him, and she used comparison that she was like pushing him off a cliff, but then checking on him to see if he was okay and see if he was still hanging on. And then he went on and further said, yeah, she'll push me off the cliff, but I told her I'm not going to go anywhere. I'm still going to be here. I'm like literally like, the cliff dwellers. I made a tent and I'm still there until she wants to pull me back. And she continued to do this. So that's what she said, that after they got married, 4 months after they got married, she wrote to a friend. She was venting to a friend and said, I think I'm going to file for an annulment from Ryan. I think it's over. And then that friend gave that to like, I think it was In Touch Weekly or one of those magazines. And then she said, and then it became, out there, and then people thought they weren't together anymore. But that's just what she does, and the both of them, the other two, that couple were like, oh yeah, that's normal. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's good. And she's like, yeah, because I like to push people away and be like, no, I don't like you. Go away from me. Oh, come back. Don't leave me. I'm like, that sounds like borderline personality disorder there. I don't think that's too great. Are you working with your therapist on that? But they were just like, oh yeah, most people do that during a relationship. That's good. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, so many things were just crazy. But let's see. I'm pulling up his Instagram. Okay, so he's about doubled in his Instagram. Let's take a look over here and what he's doing over here. Okay, this is scary. Here he is on the A&E. He's loving this. Okay. This blonde hair is just ridiculous. It really makes him give off that culty 90 Day Fiancé vibe. Okay, so let's see what they're saying like about this picture. What's going on here? She says, I love you. Oh, this one's quoting Gypsy there. I don't like you, someone says, but I can't figure out why. Y'all leave this man alone. Anyone who says Gypsy could have done better clearly don't understand Southern charm. Every time he calls her baby, it's thick with honey. So happy for you both. Oh, she said that he compliments her too much all the time, and she's telling him not to do that. But then if he stops, she's thinking about why isn't he complimenting me? They just keep writing that. That's the big daddy we all know and love. Y'all better back off her, man. Gypsy might not be done yet. Wow. Interesting. Okay. They are on Annie. Even the letters on the backdrop acknowledge they ate fire. Okay. This one says, Gypsy is far from healed. Her husband looks like her mom, meaning she has major mommy issues. I'm happy she is out, but I draw the line at making Gypsy a celebrity. Well, that's another thing she said during that interview. She said, when she gave a shout out to her peep in prison, she said, yeah, we both had mommy issues. Oh, they talked about having kids and how they would raise them. And he said, well, I'm not going to lie to my children. And she said, well, we're not going to just tell them right out of the gate or something. Like, she got a little like uppity about things, you know. Someone needs to tell this girl how much her husband looks like her mom. I'll tell you, he became like, I don't know, I guess maybe compared to her, he seemed, I don't even know if he's going to be able to keep up with all of that. So let me go over here to you guys and see what you're saying. Okay, so hi everybody. It's weird, right, Frilly? Hi, Chris Ray. What did you not you don't think it will last long, Frilly? You don't think the marriage is going to be a lasting one? You don't think the marriage is going to last long, Emmy? You're not thinking it's going to be a long-lasting marriage? Hey there, Christy Love. Gypsy's very much mean girlin'. Yeah. That was another thing in the other podcast I listened to. Apparently, I don't know if it was the one she gave the shout out to, I think she murdered her father, but not murdered. She had done something like Gypsy had, right? Was like the, co-conspirator. But it was, she tried to give her father CPR. She called 911 immediately or whatever. And I think she got like life with no parole. And people are saying, well, why is she getting out? And, this other woman is life with no parole. I don't know. I haven't looked into her case to see the differences. Like I said, I think it was this morning that I was listening to that. But, no, you don't think the marriage is going to last, Frilly? Okay. What keep putting this in there? Happy wife, happy life, huh? Pro and spam posting, okay. How long is she on parole for? Let me see if I can find that out for you. I think it's... Okay. Let's see. No one will ever hear me say I'm proud of what I did or I'm glad that she's dead. She said, I'm not proud of what I did. I regret it every single day. That's what she said. Oh, I know, what was I listening to? About that, oh, she said about she's worried if he'll, this guy Ryan is going to think like there's too much fame around Gypsy, you know, she's just too famous and so much paparazzi and all this stuff, and he won't be able to take it because that was her last boyfriend. He couldn't take that and he left her, or, you know, but now he's sniffing around again, and that's that guy Ken or something, right? So let's see. I don't know. Let's see. How long were you on parole for Monday? I'm not sure. I probably... a year or two, maybe? Oh, she said something about TMZ. Not that she doesn't like them, but that they... what else did she say in that interview? They're the one that released something about... I don't know, and got something wrong. She was freaking out. Gypsy, Gypsy, Gypsy. Okay. Oh, and Amanda Knox has a message. You know Amanda Knox, right? She has a message for Gypsy here. Does anybody know anyone that's gotten out of prison for murder and has a popular following like Gypsy? Does anybody know anyone like that so far? Yes, no. I was trying to think about it, but I... Let's see. When I look at Gypsy, Amanda Knox, let's put Amanda Knox. Over here for a second. Hang on. Windows not. Rocky's in his wheel. Okay. So, she's offering advice and empathy for Gypsy Rose. She advised her that it may take some time to come to terms with her new reality and to find peace in her life. And I quote her saying, "She may not yet realize that she has entered a new kind of prison, the prison of public opinion. When I look at Gypsy, even though she was guilty and I was innocent, I see she is blundering into freedom in the exact way as I did." Knox spent 4 years in an Italian prison in connection with the 2007 death of Meredith Kircher before being exonerated. And she said, and I quote, "It's taken me over a decade to finally feel like I'm in control of my life, no longer trapped by my own story. I've learned that I am more than the worst thing that ever happened to me, but where there is value in sharing my story with others, I'm entitled to do so. The same goes for Gypsy. She is more than the horrible abuse she has suffered. She is more than a conspirator to murder. And now that she's admitted to what she's done and served her time, she doesn't owe anybody anything. When I emerged from prison, it was into a world that had already decided who I was, what I'd done, and what I deserved. I've been free for over 12 years, and I'm still wrestling back my name. Now Gypsy will have to do the same." Okay. It's Amanda Knox's sage advice. All right, let's see. So I don't know what it is about her that just made her into this faux celebrity. I don't know. Because she's not, frankly, I don't know. I mean, everybody can have their own opinion, but she's not, to me, very likable. I mean, she seems very manipulative, and the stuff she says, you know. "Hi, Marianne. I know her mom did horrible things to her, and I feel bad about that. Yes, she had yes, we can agree she had a horrible mother, right? She was medically abused. Yes, she was. But she just really gives me the creeps. Yeah, I think she's very, very, she needs help, and it's not just with the pantyhose and the skirt, but that is one of the things she does need help with. And to come out and to be like that, have been in a prison, then you come out, you're married. Hi, Moonchild Pink. You're married, and then you're thrust into this where she thinks she's a famous celebrity and all that, and then into this social media that she really says she doesn't know much about, and all of that, like under the microscope. It's 2 below, very cold. Oh my goodness, Marianne, stay warm. It's just it's strange, to say the least, right? She does seem very manipulative, yeah. And just some of the things she says, it doesn't sound like she's sorry. She looks, somebody said like a mean girling, and that's what it appears like. She's just got that flippant attitude where it feels like it's an act, and I'm telling you, I wouldn't want to be somewhere with this girl. I don't, she's just like somebody I don't trust. She grew up center stage, spotlight on her. Poor little sick girl. Yeah, but what? Oh, I was listening to another podcast, right? And it was from, I believe it was from her book. And she was saying that her mother would have her practice certain phrases like, My mother is my best friend. My mother is my best friend. My mother's my best friend. And just to have her do that stuff. And I can see she does these interviews, she will repeat verbatim things that she said, like the stuff with like, and then at first, now she said that other thing that was a new one. Hold on, I've got to put on, everybody's talking about it being cold and a little foot heater. Somebody was talking about the social media is making her a fortune right now. But how is she making it, Frilly? Through what? Because I'm a little clueless about TikTok and stuff. Does she have ads on her shorts? How is she making money on that? But what was I going to say? The stuff she said, about him, that her asking her, she made it sound like she was in a lot of other relationships, and then she was like, oh yeah, the guy, Ken and Ryan, and what'd she say? She said that if she had asked them to kill Dee Dee, they would have told her no. So that was interesting, right? What's up with her voice? Yeah. I don't know. Hyper and Popcorn, you don't like that she manipulated a developmentally disabled young man to commit murder. Right. And then she seemed to, about the shoplifting, she was like, oh yes. Because my mother did a lot of things with shoplifting and fraud and stuff, and I'll just have to be very careful, not to repeat those patterns. But she said she definitely knew about that at the time, knew that's how they were getting by. TikTok, you get paid per views, and she is getting millions of views, and she is verified already about, oh really? You think she's earning $7,000 for each little video? Really, Frilly? Wow. But that's a dangerous thing, That's a dangerous thing in the hands of someone that's being thrust into all of this. Right? And it can also have her just, oh boy. Hey Native Libra, hope you're okay. Prayers, everybody say a prayer for Native Libra. They're going through some medical issues, and also for Rich Guillaume and anybody else that's going through medical stuff. Prayers for you guys. Praying for you. Hi, my pal, Sal Vintage. How are you doing? Good to see you. So, it's nuts. I'm going to bring the panel back on. See if they have any insight from anyone's that were watching the... If you have tens of thousands followers, you get monetization. Oh, okay. And you think she's making about $7,000 per video? Wow. Crazy. Okay, let's see. Okay, people of the Zoom. I'm moving you on panel.
Hey, Kevin.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Does anybody that saw that interview have anything to say about it?
Well, they should have stopped production for a moment and said, excuse me.
And it told her to fix her wardrobe.
Wardrobe
Yeah.
malfunction, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll do that. Yeah,
Yeah, that was horrible.
yeah.
I'll be
I
praying
wonder
for you
if it was noticed by anybody else, though, people out.
Yeah, somebody said that they did. I looked real quick and I thought I was going to see like a ton of comments about it, but I didn't. I don't know whether they got rid of them, but somebody said they thought they saw some. It just, yeah, that was weird.
Yeah.
And they're treating her like a movie star. It drives me nuts.
Oh yeah, and she's really pandering to the camera. I mean, like just all
Yep.
the spa treatment, the makeup you could see, like
Trying to
Seriously.
know
yeah.
how to live real life. I'm afraid. And her having a kid,
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't want her to be like Mama.
Hmm.
Mama.
Yeah, there were some weird glimpses.
That was weird.
I didn't especially think I would care much for the husband. He seems pretty okay.
Yeah, he actually seemed a little bit like better in that interview than I thought, but she was really, it made her very unlikable.
Yep.
Yeah.
She's very full of herself, very conceited.
Oh, she is.
Yeah, and thinking like she's like this big, huge celebrity.
Uh-huh.
And you know what else is really scary? How many, our society is pretty unhinged lately, but is that going to make any other young girls think, oh, wait a minute, if I do that, maybe I could come out of there in 8 years like Gypsy and be an influencer. Yeah, I'll be a star. Just like they say they don't want to glorify these kids that shoot up the schools and stuff because they don't want other kids to go and do that, right? But what are we doing by glorifying Gypsy? Isn't that on these kids with these?
Anyone else who gets out of prison for a crime like that, they come out and they're hiding themselves. They're not getting in the spotlight on purpose.
Yeah, like I can't even think of another case of like
No.
somebody, a murderer getting out and then walking into this like they're an influencer.
I feel like, well, they created a monster for one thing, but I feel like, I don't know that if it would encourage people to do their parenting or someone else or hire it out, but, and that depends on the state too.
Yeah.
I just think she shouldn't have been given any kind of a platform.
Yeah, it's scary. I mean, I wonder what, whether platform she's going to be on. How many? She's been on The View. She's been on Good Morning America. She's been on that podcast we saw. She's been on. Where else is she going? Where else is she touring around?
And yet, I didn't think she could. Didn't she have to get permission to leave her state?
She has to, yeah.
So, and they're granting her permission to do all this stuff?
And how could her parole officer think that this is good for someone transitioning, right, from prison into society? And that all of this attention and all of this money, like this tremendous amount of money is going to be something that's beneficial to her.
What did they say she's worth? $3 million now?
More than that, Billy was saying 10 million now.
You're kidding.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
And where does this money come from? Where did it come from?
From, I guess, the book deal, the documentary deal she has, the TikTok that she has, the Instagram.
Wow.
Speaking engagements, all that stuff.
Wow.
Yeah, she's making walks on Instagram and TikTok, they say.
But this is just bad. Really bad.
The next thing she'll do, they'll show you, they'll be buying like a McMansion.
Sure.
And she'll show all that on TikTok,
Oh, boy.
Fairy
You're
tale.
right.
Oh, that's right. They're planning their wedding. They're planning a wedding. Do you think
Because
it's
every girl should have the dress. Isn't that what he said?
Mhm.
That's something she said that he bought into.
Yeah. You think it's because High Snow? You think it's because people believe she was abused and they figured her mom deserved it? Vigilante justice, maybe.
Well,
Yeah,
no one
but
deserved to be murdered, though.
yeah, no, she deserves to be in prison, like they said, and she deserves to be, prosecuted for that. But she didn't deserve to be murdered.
No. Boy, oh boy. I don't know. How many people in the chat do a survey?
Yeah,
How
let me
many
do a
people
poll.
that marriage will last between 1 and 3 years? How many think it will last longer? Or even 1 year?
Right.
I'm just curious. And the other one is, how soon before she's pregnant? And do you think the guy might be having buyer's remorse? So, because everything he says sounds like he's parroting what she told him. Every girl deserves the wedding, the dress.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. It's crazy.
Okay, there's the one poll going up.
Think Gypsy's marriage will last.
Well, technically, it's lasted
Forever,
over a
not
year.
a chance.
So, because she was married in July, but I mean from this point, let's say from this point, 1 year from this point.
Yeah. What do they have? Unlimited use of phones and everything?
Yeah, that's her. She's saying she goes for hours. She'd be on. They were all the TV shows they watched in there, hours on the phone, the tablets. That's what she said. You have a key to your room.
Yeah.
It's not like a jail cell with a toilet in there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, is this what Club
It's like a
Med
finishing school for her. Kind of like, right?
is? Yeah.
Once all the publicity of her release dies down, people will tire of the story. I expect in 2 years or so, she'll be doing cameos in OnlyFans. Interesting.
Yeah, I don't. I think the guy's gonna say,
I don't know. She seems like. And did you see when they were making it sound so normal that she pushes him off the cliff, pulls him back, pushes him off, pulls him back?
It's crazy.
That was a borderline personality disorder in there. And even the host was making it sound like, oh yeah, everybody does that in their relationships. Mm-hmm. It's the strangest thing. Like they just agreed with everything she said.
yeah, it was odd. It was odd.
Yeah,
So it's
quite the lady.
quite the lady.
Using the term loosely.
Well, yeah, somebody needed to say, hey, no.
So 8% say forever.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
How many said?
8% so far say that her marriage will last forever, they think. 1 to 3 years, 38%, and 54% say 1 year.
Wow. So most of it's everybody's saying below less than 3 years,
Yeah.
basically.
8%, yeah. 8% are saying forever.
Hmm.
8%.
Insight. I don't even understand how they ever got to know one another.
He wrote to her because one of his friends was writing to the Tiger King guy, And then he said, well, if you write to him, I'll write to Gypsy Rose Blanchard.
Oh,
And that's how it happened. And he wrote her this letter, and then he said he was from Louisiana, where she's from, and she was like, oh, that was it.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh, and then when she was saying that they were going to have that annulment, he drove the 13 hours to the prison. And then he got in trouble, too, when they got engaged because he brought a ring in. She wasn't supposed to have it, so she didn't get a month of calls or something. She was restricted. And because he didn't want to propose without a real ring, and she wanted a ring for the pictures, so. Very odd.
I mean, they don't know each other.
No, not really. I mean, they talk a lot on the phone, like 2 hours, but a lot of that was her orchestrating the social media and telling him what to post and what to do, and because he was keeping up with her social media accounts. She was engaged to someone. Yes, Ken. Was she engaged, Philly, or just going out? Because I thought she said when he came in, he started making out with her, that guy Ken, and then they got in trouble because there's no touch rule over there, and then that was the thing that she said Ken got freaked out about the all of her fame or whatever she wanted to say, all this attention she got, and it freaked him out, but now he's sniffing around again. Yeah.
Ew. Is that what she wants? That's what she wants.
No, she's saying, oh, she's got her, hunka hunka, burning love.
Oh.
Yeah, Daddy-O. You thought she said engaged? Yeah.
Oh, boy.
I don't know. It's just so odd. And that poor guy, he needs like a stylist too.
Yeah.
On the wardrobe, because he keeps wearing those long dress shirts untucked, and like just that's his wardrobe, and it's like, come on.
Not doing any good.
Yeah.
Not doing anything good. Yeah. A well-cut suit would go a long way to giving him a better he's a big guy.
Yeah, he's a very big guy.
I don't know how tall he is. I watched when he walked in the door, and he wasn't that far. Maybe 6 inches at the most from the top of the door frame.
Oh yeah. Yeah, he's huge, because she had his jacket on once, and it was tremendous. So, but we're going to go and watch the Murdaugh murders, and if you are a member of Patreon, you want to come, I'm going to post the number if you want to come on in. LOL, MRB, a stylist is what he needs most. I don't know, Mocha Joe, if that's what he needs most, but he does need a stylist, okay? She looks like she's having one, but they haven't told her about pantyhose and to pull her skirt down.
Or how to sit.
Or how to sit, yeah. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Snow Remover, for gifting. Philly Farmhouse got a membership. Nikki Mick got a membership. Shay got a membership. Hybrid Pisces got a membership.
Hybrid Pisces, hi there.
And let's see. Somebody else, all you have to do, I think there's one more left. You just have to accept it. There should be a gift box on the top, I think. And
You think there's one more to pop up?
yeah, if any of you new members want to come to our Murdaugh movie, I'm going to post the...
This is obviously a new Murdaugh.
Well, yeah, there's the Lifetime one. It's part 1 and part 2, and it looked pretty good.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, I was like,
Mm-hmm.
pick you. Well, Christy, I think you have to click something to accept it. I think there's still one membership.
There is one left, yeah.
Yeah, go find that box, Christy. See if you can find it. I think it's up on top or something, and you have to accept it. Something you have to turn
I
on.
don't know where I found it now.
You got your cute membership emoji back. You did. You did. And then this week coming up, I'm going to get back into. Oh, today, you know what today is? Joan D. Alessandro is having a. You want me to share this, so let me just get the details of that so I can share that. A book, what is it now? It's a. Let me go back to my message from John. Let's see. It is. And thank you, Snow Remover, for the memberships. Okay, let me see. Over here.
Oh, my pal Sal says he's set for gifts.
Oh, really? And you didn't get it either? That's weird.
Very weird.
Okay, John. So this is what it is.
She said you can't do it on an iPhone or an iPad. You have to use something else.
Oh, really? Okay, so on Monday, February 15th at 7 p.m., there's a book discussion on Zoom with Rosemarie about her book, The Message of Light Amid Letters of Darkness. And there's also going to be another Zoom on January 31st. So if anybody is interested in that, I have the meeting passcode and everything in Slack. I'll put it in again. And anybody that wants to go to that, you can email me with that, and I'll get that to you. But that is on the 15th tomorrow. I'm going to put a reminder somewhere, 7 p.m. And then we're going to go back to doing that in our Patreon too. So anyway, let me get the invite link so I can put that if anybody wants to come and watch the movie. And if it did skip you, you can become a member. Our membership is only $1.99 to join. It's very economical, and we do things for the members, like movie nights and Zooms and book clubs, stuff like that. So, let me see here. I'm gonna put this, I'll put this in here it'll be on the community tab for the movie night, and then in the Patreon. Okay, let me go here. Plus post.
Oh, my pal Sal says in that interview Gypsy was wearing shorts, not a skirt. It looked like
Go look again, my pal Sal.
Go look when you're further into the interview when
Yeah.
she changes the positioning of
It's
the leg.
definitely control top pantyhose and like a pleather skirt that's hiked all the way up.
Maybe she did that on purpose. She thinks she's hot.
Okay. Channel members, post, and now let me go to Patreon and put that there. To post. Okay. Okay, so it's posted in Patreon and it's posted on the members. And let me get back to chat. You did not get a notification, Painted Black, and we were talking about the interview that you saw, right? That was crazy. Well, the number to come on to Zoom, Painted Black, if you want to watch the Murdaugh movie with us, it's in the community tab. Did you get it? Or do you want to say anything about that? You want to come up and say anything about that Gypsy interview before we go off? I know you had a few comments in there. Yeah, it was a skirt, right, Philly? It was a skirt. It was definitely a skirt. I don't know, my pal Sal, if you saw the picture I had up before. Yeah. Quite interesting. Let me know, Painted Black, if you see the... Oh, there it is. She's here.
She made it.
She made it. Hi.
Oh, here's Emmy.
Yeah.
Hi.
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 Hi, ladies.
How are you?
Hate I missed that.
Did you, what did you think of that interview? Emmy, I just muted you for a minute because I think you have your YouTube on. It was making an echo.
Oh, got it up.
No, yeah, no, not you. It was Emmy.
Oh,
Yeah, so what would you think of that interview?
well, you know.
I was odd, right? But those pantyhose.
Outstanding.
Those pantyhose, wow. That was something.
I started telling Mother about it, and she already, before I got even to the skirt, Mama
Yeah.
goes, control top hose, and I said, yes, girl.
Oh, okay, don't worry, Dina, we'll wait for you. Yeah, that was so weird. That
I
was
just
weird.
watching a weird one about her, too. Another weird one.
I was watching a few too. Yeah, I know. I don't think they're helping her image, do you?
I don't know how she's got so many followers. No, she can't help it, but child, that voice.
Well, I think that voice she was supposed, like, that was practiced to sound really young. Are you going to come, Frilly, and watch the Murdaugh?
Yes.
But, yeah, it was quite interesting.
My phone had froze up for a second. I was getting mad.
But appreciate everybody that came in tonight, and we'll wait for you, Dina, and whoever else wants to come to the movie night. All you have to do is come into Zoom. If you don't see the community post with the invitation, and if you don't see it in Patreon, then you can email me. But otherwise, we'll see you in there. And thank you guys. Love you. God bless. Prayers. And you're going to your internet. Isn't it great? Okay. All right, Frilly. You still have to come up for a craft night. And maybe you want to sell some stuff that you make. Think about that. We're always looking for new sellers. All right. It's okay. By the time we wait anyway, Dina, by the time we get done, don't worry about it. All right. Enjoy the movie. I will. Take it easy, Mocha Joe. Everybody, God bless. Prayers. We'll see you tomorrow, God willing. Bye, guys.
Nighty night.
Right.
Good night, everybody.
Okay, let me shut the other thing
Oh, did
down.
you?
What?
Did you? Do your-
Oh, we never did our